Hi everyone, I'm Lim Shifeng, and today I'd like to share with you about AI and audit sampling, which is how artificial intelligence is now changing the way we do audit sampling in the field of auditing in today's modern world. As you probably already know, in traditional auditing practices, auditors usually do not review every single transaction in the records. Big companies often have thousands or sometimes even millions of transactions, and it is just not practical or efficient to check all of them manually one by one. So what do auditors normally do in this situation? They take a small sample from the whole population and then test only that portion in order to form a conclusion. This process is what we call audit sampling, which has been commonly used for years. But here is the main problem with sampling that we often face in real audit work. What if the few items we happen to pick all look completely fine, but the risky or fraudulent transactions are actually hidden among the ones we did not choose or test at all? In that case, we might accidentally miss some important red flags, especially when it comes to financial errors or intentional fraud. So how exactly can AI help with this issue in the modern audit environment that keeps evolving? Today, we already have powerful tools such as MindBridge and Alteryx, which are completely changing the game of audit sampling in a truly impressive and efficient way. These AI-powered platforms allow us to move beyond the traditional method of sampling and start doing something new called full population testing. That means instead of checking just a small part of the data, we can now actually analyze every single transaction in the entire dataset without leaving any item out. Here is how it basically works in practice when using these tools. The AI system first pulls in the company's financial data, which includes all the transactions for the period. Then it uses machine learning algorithms to study each item one by one based on things like transaction amount, timing, type, and who was involved in the transaction. After that, the AI system assigns a risk score to each transaction, which helps auditors focus their attention on the ones that look suspicious or unusual or inconsistent with expected patterns. For example, MindBridge does not just analyze data randomly or blindly without context. It uses a combination of traditional audit logic and AI-powered analysis to detect patterns that might signal a problem or potential fraud. Let's say there is a large transfer happening at an unusual time involving a rarely used account, and this transaction does not match past behavior. That transaction might get a high-risk score, and auditors will know it needs more attention or a deeper investigation. Alteryx, on the other hand, is more focused on the area of data preparation and transformation before analysis. It helps auditors clean, combine, and organize data from different sources such as accounting software, spreadsheets, or even bank feeds. It also automates repetitive tasks like filtering, matching, and sorting the data, which saves a lot of time and effort during the audit process and allows auditors to work more effectively. There are many advantages to using AI in audit sampling, especially in today's fast-paced environment. First, it is much more efficient and faster, because AI can process large data sets in a matter of seconds. Second, it improves the overall coverage of the audit since we are no longer limited to just a few items. Third, it helps identify hidden risks or anomalies that we might miss when using traditional methods. And finally, it helps us gather stronger and more reliable audit evidence, which improves the overall quality and credibility of the audit work. Of course, AI is not perfect, and it cannot completely replace professional human judgment. Just because a machine says something looks risky or unusual does not mean it definitely is a problem. As auditors, we still need to apply our professional judgment and critical thinking skills at all times. AI is a useful tool that supports and enhances our work, but it does not fully replace the important role of the human auditor. So to wrap up this presentation, AI is truly transforming the way we approach audit sampling in today's audit environment. Instead of relying on luck to catch errors through small samples, we now have smart technology that lets us review everything in the dataset, focus on the most relevant and risky data, and make better and more accurate decisions. As future auditors, learning how to use these AI tools will be a huge advantage in our career and professional development. Thank you again for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned something useful from it.